Well, joining us now from Glasgow is Dr. Gordon Macdonald from Care Not Killing. That's a group that opposes euthanasia. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us. This is such an emotive issue, of course, and I know that you will have spoken about it before. But many people die in pain, not always with dignity, and they can leave their families with just a horrific memory of that time. Is it not time to have a debate?
Well, I think the first challenge is to say that we need to address the issues of lack of proper funding for palliative care, which does lead to people sometimes not getting the palliative care that they need. You know, physical pain can be addressed in the vast bulk of cases if proper palliative care is available. So politicians need to look at that first before they look at changing the law to legalise assisted suicide or euthanasia. But, you know, there have been debates. There's been two debates this year already in Parliament and the House of Lords in relation to legislation that was proposed. There have been two debates in the House of Commons in recent years as well. And there was a vote in the House of Commons just in 2015. So this issue has not been ignored by Parliament. But
No, but
MPs are concerned about people who are vulnerable.
yes, they were debated in Parliament, but not in the chambers, not in the Commons chambers, so no difference can really happen.
Well, they were debated in the House of Lords. I mean, there was a bill proposed by Baroness Meacher, which was being debated, and it was a serious attempt to change the law. So, and there was a vote. So it wasn't just an academic debate.
Okay. You say on your website that actually requests for assisted dying are quite rare. So could it be something, and this may be a naive question, you've been asked before, but something that you could apply for example, to the Secretary of State or to an independent body so that it isn't a change in law, but it's done on a case-by-case basis?
Well, I think the problem with any system is that it very rapidly gets out of control. And if you look in Canada, for example, you know, the law was changed just back in 2016 in Canada. Last year there were over 10,000 cases of euthanasia in Canada, and it started off at about 1,000. So very, very rapidly the numbers have grown and expanded, and euthanasia becomes the norm. The same is true in the Netherlands and Belgium, where the numbers have escalated very, very quickly. So I think any system which involved, you know, some sort of appeal to the Secretary of State would be overwhelmed very, very quickly and couldn't cope.
Do you think there'd be any circumstances within which you would find it appropriate?
I think the real issue is that people who are vulnerable would come under pressure to end their lives prematurely. And in Oregon, for example, over 50% of people cite the fear of being a burden as one of the reasons why they wish to end their life. Now, that's not a reason for people to be given help to commit suicide. There are other ways to deal with that problem, and psychological and psychiatric support is very important.